huge developments geopolitically with the 2016 campaign, ISIS developments, and so much more. But I'm really seeing a trend of society unraveling and degenerating. And on top of that, you've got more and more financial systems that are basically electronic soup kitchens starting to degenerate. So I want to start this broadcast with another very special report that John Bound's done. Could food stamp riots start triggering within days?
The perfect storm is brewing. Obama's last stand as the Zelenskyite community organizer-in-chief has a finger on the trigger of mass unrest. When Obama took office in 2008, 28.2 million Americans were receiving welfare benefits. That number has grown to roughly 45 million under the only president in history to not see 1 year of 3% GDP growth.
And there's millions of others that are on state different food assistance programs. So it's 101 million. 101 million get food aid from federal government, outnumber full-time private sector workers. And that's the Department of Agriculture estimate that CNS News reported on. How's that sound? Well, that sounds like land of the free, home of the brave to me. And all these people are being taught, a guy driving a nice car, somebody that has a nice house, they're rich and they stole it from you.
Earlier this year, it was widely reported that possibly up to 1 million of the country's poorest welfare recipients would lose their benefits under a welfare policy signed, sealed, and delivered by none other than Bill Clinton. The Fiscal Times reports those affected are people aged 18 to 49 who aren't disabled or raising minor children. Most of them live a subsistence existence, scraping by with the help of government and charitable organizations and low-income jobs, although college students are also eligible. The landmark 1996 bipartisan welfare reform law, crafted by a Republican Congress and signed by Democratic President Bill Clinton, limited benefits for this group to just 3 months in any 36-month period unless they were employed or in a work training program. Of course, that was pre-Obama phone Obamacare. Here we are 20 years later and those chickens have come home to roost as the government has reportedly neglected to pay the EBT benefits for 8 days. Michael Snyder of the Economic Blog reports, widespread reports continue to pour in from all over the nation of glitches with the food stamp system. It is 8 days into the month, and large numbers of people still have not received their benefits. And in other instances, it is being reported that EBT cards are simply not working correctly. Michael Snyder continues, on downdetector.com, there are scores of reports of problems with the EBT system from people all over the nation. Could this simply be another example of government incompetence, or is something else at work here? Many things are at work here. The cultural poison George Soros has unleashed on America via Black Lives Matter and MoveOn.org, along with the recently legalized propaganda spewed out by globalist-owned mainstream media, taking the side of anti-constitutionalists, fueling violent riots. The Obama administration, the Department of Justice, and the United Nations maneuvering of the Strong Cities Network, a real-time martial law initiative that needs a concrete reason to expand federal control over local police. Not to mention, roughly 11 million illegal immigrants were encouraged by the USDA to take advantage of the United States federal welfare system as the national debt approaches a hallmark of 20 trillion. Obama has overseen the exponential formation of a class of unemployed welfare recipients who expect to be taken care of, or else. It was reported during the Ferguson rioting that 2 new Black Panther members were planning a bombing of the famous St. Louis Gateway Arch and the murder of the prosecuting attorney in the Michael Brown case, along with the Ferguson police chief. The plan fell apart after one of the accused bomber's girlfriend's EBT card ran out of money. This isn't all happening by accident or by powers beyond Obama's control. Mass food riots are par for the course as a last-ditch effort to install martial law and place the United States under New World Order domination. John Bell for Infowars.com.
That's right, folks. This is the game. I am burning inside. Every fiber of my being wants to raise the alarm. We are facing a scientific segment that some stations don't carry. A powerful report. Food stamp riots within days, ? John Brown. We'll tweet that out right now while Alex Jones and post it to Facebook because it's so important. Peter Schiff has accurately predicted in the last year that gold will start going back up, and he has been proven correct. He will be joining us for 30 minutes at the start of the third hour. We have Rob New and our other reporters like Paul Joseph Watson and Josh Owens reporting from Dresden, Germany, where the super secret Bilderberg group is being exposed right now. They have spent decades trying to keep their, close to 60 years trying to keep their existence secret. That has now failed. And David Knight will be hosting the fourth hour of all the latest news that breaks then as well. And I will be in studio this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. I've been doing kind of a mixed Sunday show where I'm live part of it, but have a lot of tape special reports and then mixed in with David Knight live in studio. But I'll be in studio more willing this Sunday for the full 2 hours, 4 to 6 p.m. Central as well. Don't forget InfoWars Nightly News, 7 o'clock Central. Let me do this because I don't want to get lost in the minutia. I don't want to miss the forest for the trees, as they say. Let me just state this very calmly up front. This is an unequivocal, incontrovertible, undisputed, absolute, admitted fact for anyone who is even halfway informed. Within science, within intelligentsia, within all known studies, it is absolutely prima facie, on its face, true, not debatable. We are dying as a species. You can say that, well, we are growing in numbers, and generally that signifies the species is successful until it reaches carrying capacity and many times collapses. And in a lot of cases historically, with tens of thousands of species that have gone extinct, it triggers an extinction event. There is a planned extinction of humanity planned by the controllers of the planet. That is the world government project's end game. Now, I want that to sink in because I'm not making this up. We were the first people to tell you our government was running okay. The first to tell you they were running the Operation Overthrow Libya and Syria to install Mohammedists. The first to tell you what was really in Clinton's emails. The first to tell you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of huge, super secret things that no one else is able to break or understand. And it's because I've reverse engineered their operation. I am immersed in this 18 hours a day. I have a giant spectrum of top experts around the world. From the highest level of foreign governments to the highest level of the military to the highest level of academia. We have the intel. We know the plan. And anyone that just sits there and makes a joke out of this is tempting fate in a big way. But I'm not talking to the folks that are in arrested development mode and wouldn't know the truth if it ran over them like a Greyhound bus. I'm talking to people that are awake. And I just want to point out that you were correct. You were on target. You took a lot of ridicule. You got attacked. Because you had a basic instinct and a spirit that was pro-human, pro-justice, and your life force hasn't been basically sucked out of it. That's what it comes down to. And so I don't want to sit here and pat you on the back. I really want to just metaphysically hug you. As we watch the desperate carnage in slow motion go on all around us, and just look you in the eye and say, it's good to know there's still some people that haven't succumbed to the great unless you ask it to. It's a free will. It gave you your free will. And when you choose to join God, you become a small expression of God in the world. You become an eye of God. You become God experiencing his creation at the lowest level to the highest level. But to be with God, you have to decide that you want to join with God. There's so much news here. It's all incredibly over the top. It proves everything we've been warning of. But at the end of the day, this is a spiritual war. This is a science fiction dystopia movie you're living in. The people running things are totally given over to the other spirit. And you're not going to sit there and ever change their minds about what they're doing at the highest levels. The top controllers know good and well what they're doing, and they've been promised in their own delusions and in the cosmology, the world system of thought they've created, that this is an ugly creation, that humans are bad, that humans are fallen, and that we need to be overwritten and gotten rid of, and that only by transcending humanity will they become gods. And that's the Illuminati religion, the false Illuminati religion, the counterfeit Illuminati religion that you know is the Illuminati. And you're saying, wait a minute, but God says we're fallen. So what do you mean the elites say we're fallen and be gotten rid of? They're the ones that follow the system, the paradigm that has made humanity fall. They make us fall so that we don't take our birthright and can be interdimensionally incinerated, overwritten, destroyed. And they want us to buy into that and give up our free will and our birthright to populate the stars. Think about that. And they openly say we're ugly and bad and how great the world will be without humans and the great singularity of their God that's about to be born that they will merge with. We are in the hands of lunatics. They're the ones destroying the environment. They're the ones destroying the family. They're the ones creating every form of ugly, twisted abomination you can imagine while telling those of us resisting it that we are the plague. So when we come back, I will plow into the news, but later in this hour, and Tim Kennedy's coming in to talk about this as well, we're going to discuss the metrics that are there, document that humanity is quickly degenerating at a very fast pace, that it's being engineered, but that our acquiescence and acceptance of it is what is allowing us to be inducted into this. And that the minute we realize that and flip on the basic instincts that God's given us to resist, we will become stronger and actually triumph over it. And it will be the challenge against this dehumanization that will actually bring us to the next level of transcendence. The New World Order thinks humanity is going to fall. That it will be the New World Order allowed to test us that will force the true human to arise. Satan is broken. Satan has already failed. Since before the foundations of the earth, our birthright will be secure. What are your goals? Need to have a purpose-driven life. I know our listeners do. They care about freedom. They have a sense of justice. They know what their ancestors went through. They know what they've been through. They have a love of humanity and a grasp of great destiny. You look at others running to and fro, completely empty. And the more they run after the brass ring that the establishment media tells them will fulfill them, the more unfulfilled they are. message in the media is humans are bad, we're ugly, we're stupid. Oh, we're going to have transgender bathrooms, and mommies and daddies are bad, and don't say he or she, or someone might not be a he or she. It's just total scrambled faux rights. You want to know what an anti-societal weapon system will look like? You're being hit by. And they write textbooks admitting they are. Has nothing to do with lawyer against trannies. It has nothing to do with that. This is a weapon system. This is a joke. This is forced mental illness, and every metric shows mental illness, and I can see it with my own two eyeballs, is exploding. People are acting like babies everywhere. It's because the general public is in a trance state, totally immersed in their brainwaves in a near sleep state. That's mainstream news. Children's brains are completely rewired in a bad way. IQs are plunging.
Order music.
Attention spans are less than that of a goldfish. Less than 7 seconds. Most people now I talk to, they're gone. They're not even listening to a word you say. They're bouncing from one thing to the next. And they're not even alive. They respond to stimuli. They don't have original thoughts. They don't put out stimuli. They don't affect the world around them. They are nothing but receivers, not transmitters. And they believe that transmitting nothing and being completely supine is empowering. That's the one false instinct they hold to, that being cynical, being stupid, being foolish, being uninformed is a shield, an armor. But they have words like racist, homophobe, and sexist, and they grasp on to class warfare like it's a life preserver in the frozen Atlantic North. They are children caught in a trance by the television, even though they're 30, 40, 50 years old. They were captured early. They were put into Wonderland, into a dream state, into a trance. And now there's just the stimuli of giggling and laughing at Alex Jones, giggling and laughing at Donald Trump, laughing when you hear about the fluoride, even though they tell you it's killing you. See, that's their rule. It's killing you. U.S. government admits, Harvard admits, cancer, brain damage. But still, the sitcoms make jokes, so it feels good to laugh, even though you can't think. And NPR, to the pseudo-intellectual, keeps them in a calm, happy space where you're successful, you've arrived, because you listen to this show and you follow these beliefs. You, like Bernie Sanders and Hillary and Bill, you care, and you're progressing because your leaders are in charge, and they tell you you're winning the war. The war. The war of inequality. Oh, it's getting so much better, isn't it? Yes, Hillary's not a warmonger. Everything's fine. We'll be back. Stay with us. I've got a television in my garage where I work out, and it's hooked up to the internet, and a lot of times it craps out. And I just clicked on YouTube, though, because a lot of times when other things aren't working, I click on that and it still works. And it was giving me what YouTube wanted me to see. So for like an hour working out, in the background was how great the Queen of England is, and people singing God Save the Queen, and Justin Bieber and how incredibly cool he is, and then just just all this mindless garbage. And it was literally just showing me how the West is a dumping ground of the most weaponized brainwashing anyone could ever imagine. And it was showing all these different Hollywood stars and all these different little, 2-minute pieces with Justin Bieber and other rock stars or hip-hop stars. And it was just so empty, so clownish, so ridiculous. People on red carpets, people trying to act cool. It was like a caricature of itself. It was like the best comedy, way better than Monty Python. But it was so saddening that I had to turn away. These people singing God Save the Queen for some Transylvanian parasite. With Prince Philip, the eugenicist, sworn to want to kill 80% of the world population, standing next to her with Prince Charles, who lives in Count Dracula's castle. Half the year in Transylvania now. He's like retired to Transylvania. Complete lunatics. Yes, the House of Dragon, folks, rules over us. It's total fruitcakeville. I go to the grocery store, it's just royalty everywhere. Oh, the royalty. You think I was a British subject. And that's just one millionth micron of all the brainwashing, just like Niagara Falls hitting us in the face every day. A total false reality. So I want to tell all the liberals and the trendies and the mainline conservatives and everybody, you all tune in to what you think is the answer, what you think is this spectrum of analysis, and it's all there to make you think you're intellectual and smart because you read the Weekly Standard or National Review, or you watch CNN or MSNBC, or you read a book by Bernie Sanders. I mean, give me a break. The establishment globalist combine with Goldman Sachs at the very top is weaponized, aimed directly at you to make you obsolete and to be a mindless bauble who goes along as a suboid in this technocracy in their own words. Do you understand Goldman Sachs over 100 years ago was a group of socialists and globalists who pooled their money to create that organization to take over the U.S. stock market, and they did it. Do you know about any of this? Because you need to discover it now. We don't have much time. The admitted world government project is to bring in a technocracy where normal, human, individual, undomesticated life is impossible. Then they will make life itself and reproduction impossible without going through a scientific system. They want a monopoly on all reproduction, on all creatures on the planet. They want to be G-O-D, capital letters, exclamation point. Now I'm going to get into the news. But I want to talk to liberals and trendies and everybody else that's cynical and thinks they're in control of the situation and makes a joke out of everything. You have been subliminally and culturally programmed. You've been given hypnotic suggestions. You have been absolutely prepared and programmed to have a response when you're threatened, to make a joke out of it and submit to it, and to only fight on petty issues with fellow humans at a low level. That's how you've been trained. That's how you've been captured. And the boa constrictor is now wrapped around your life, your destiny, the entire genetic line of badasses before you that brought you to this point. And you are desecrating it. You are mutilating it. You are disrespecting it. You are, gotta use it if it fits, pissing all over it. Now, they just put live feeds of the police pepper spraying at Bilderberg in Dresden, where reporters and people are now showing up, daring to just see the world shadow government. And cops in RoboCop future uniforms are just engaging in all forms of evil. I guess that's up on Infowars.com. We'll get the reporters on about it, but quite frankly, that's just a microcosm of everything I'm talking about here.
Another week by Mr. 300 Momo Production.
You must admit to yourselves, I'm talking to our general audience, but to people that have been put into a spell. Do you remember if you were a little girl when you were 4 years old with Barbie and getting Barbie high-heel pink shoes and a Barbie dress and dressing up and imagining you were a princess over a kingdom and being on a power trip and just feeling good about it? Now, do you remember being older, maybe 5, 6, 7, and dressing up and then it felt stupid and you realized that it was make-believe? Make-believe's good in children to imagine big things in their future and to war game and model dreams. But when the dreams are given to you artificially by Disney, and you're put in a position to believe you really could be a princess, you then grow up to worship the real princess, the demonic crone of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, Elizabeth of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. You see how that works? They give you the false dreams, the false memories as a child, like you're a replicant in Blade Runner, and you become a replicant. You are a replicant, basically. You came from a father and a mother, but they short-circuited the genetic line, the instincts, the rituals, the rites of passage that would trigger your normal ascension to a man or a woman, to a powerful entity. And this flesh suit you wear, this earth suit, it's the same thing. You're part of the Democratic Party, you're part of the Republican Party, you're part of the church, you're part of this. It's all there to totally control you and to make you delusionally. As a boy, I remember being 3 years old, 3.5 years old, jumping off my porch with a towel tucked in to my shirt, saying that we were Batman and Robin. And I remember being about 3.5, 4 years old and saying to my neighborhood friend, you know, we're not really Batman and Robin. And I remember I just didn't want to play Batman and Robin after I was about 3.5, 4 years old. Everybody else was still playing it when they were 10 or 11. When I was 12, I'm not bragging, this is a normal behavior, I was going after women who were 16, 17 years old. They're like, what are you doing, kid, in the pool? Coming up to you, a 17-year-old, gosh, you're very beautiful. Didn't even know what I was doing, I just say, you're beautiful. I was a man. We're trying to be. And that's the difference. I was following my genetic code. I was being a human. I'm nothing special, folks. I'm just a man. I can read textbooks written by White House Science Czar, the Club of Rome, and Prince Philip's books and all of it, how they're going to dumb us down, get control of us, poison us slowly, and then wipe us out. First going to make us all sterile, then have cultural systems so we don't have kids. And I'm sitting here watching them do all of this and destroy us, and I know I'm right. This isn't my opinion. I wasn't playing Batman and Robin when I was 7 or 8 or 9 years old. I was reading the entire World War II encyclopedia by Timeline Books. I was reading the entire World War I encyclopedia. I was reading the entire engineering encyclopedia. Had no idea no one else was doing that. And now I know why all these years later. Because it was my genetics and my spirit was a weapon system against these people, just like you are, and was grabbing the data, trying to figure it out, seeing what adults were saying, trying to decipher the system, trying to find out what was behind it the whole time. Survival, survival, survival. My instincts were, you were under attack. You were under attack. Don't drink that tap water. Ask your parents for water filters. Oh, the tap water's good. Drink it. Drink the water. Feel sick. Feel weak. When I was aware of it, my instinct was overdriving it, growing new neural pathways around the attack. When you're aware of the attack, it flips all the switches on. Don't be a victim though I'm under attack and give up. Say, I'm going to fight. Tell your brain you're going to fight. You're never going to give up. Have the will. Don't let them kill your spirit, your soul, your guts, who you are. I'm going to go to the news. But just look at these headlines. Look at drudgereport.com. Just look at it. Mexico buckles under migrant surge to USA. They say they're at their limit. They have a deal with Obama for 5 years to allow the immigrants out of the Middle East, China, but mainly Central and South America that come through. They let them through. They get at train stations and hold on to the trains. The cops make sure they have food and a backpack. This is unspoken, but it's admitted. And then they're allowed to travel through Mexico. But if they get off the train, they are beaten up, 6 months to a year, hard labor, tortured, you name it. That's in the Atlanta Guardian. But Mexico can't control it anymore because the surge is so massive. Mexico's now going, stop, we got to cut the deal. Exclusive Border Patrol agent Brutally attacked in Arizona. Alien shot dead. But look at this one. Mexico buckles under migrant surge to USA at the limit. Border Patrol agent brutally attacked in Arizona. Hillary humiliation. Bill bragged about sleeping with 2,000 women. Thanks a billion. Drudge dominates in May over 1 billion visitors. We now have the White House spokesperson saying it's criminal. The Department of Justice now saying it is a criminal probe into Hillary. That is huge. The Germans threaten England, don't leave the euro or we'll cut you off financially. England being bossed around by the Germans yet again. When it's the globalists that already run England that are planning to leave the EU as part of a larger collapse. Oh, baby burst. 2015 had lowest fertility rate, down 600,000 births. Economy blame. That's right, make you so poor you can't have kids. Summer market panic. Bond yields all-time low. Similar headlines up on Infowars.com. And guys, come in and pop on the microphone, fill me in. That was our feed of police spraying stuff in people's faces. I saw you, if TV viewers saw it. I'm just in here with all these TVs around me, seeing what the crew's saying. We got the crew coming on in 15 minutes. We'll find out what's going on over there. But think about a government. It's the same thing in Europe, where they always go, Ellis Island, the Statue of Liberty, give us your huddle, you're tired, whatever. I said, they didn't leave you at Ellis Island for 3 months to make sure you didn't have black flag, TB, those diseases, they would out you, make sure you have flesh-eating bacteria, they're carrying on lice. Now, it's in the news. No, we bring in tens of thousands of people every day. Hundreds of them have TB, some of it immune to antibiotics, and it kills you. We're going to put these people in the schools with your children. We're going to bring them here sick and pay for it too. Because they care, folks, because they are breaking our will and training us to accept anything and everything that is. U.S. tuberculosis cases rise as foreign born patients cripple. The 1986 caseload percentage. Two-thirds of infectious tuberculosis cases in the United States during pregnancy were overseas, up from 1/5. She's bringing it in. Okay, though, you got to put your kid next to him, let him cough on him, or you're a racist. Border ranchers with few options now have police radios just as the border collapses. Oh, but Scarborough, if you there. This is the manifest brainwash that's going on. Before I go any further, I'll come back and actually play that clip for you. Find out what's going on with our reporters over there in Deutschland. Living defense, harmful organism cleansing. We produced the first run of this in December. It sold out in 2 days. We produced 3 times as much this time. And I thought, well, that'll at least give us a couple weeks of it. I guess it's not. It looks like it's going to sell out by next week. I guess because we're discounting it by $34.95 for 120 big capsules. And it's got 20-something known compounds. Healthy, clean, not blood, very strong one. Takes out the garbage. There's all sorts of you're going to see a societal collapse very soon. I'm telling you, folks. It's clear.
My mind is trying to pray to God. My revolver's not religious, the revolution's hard. You want to know my name to go and sing the song. You want to know my name to suicide squad. Pistol on my waist, I might make a mistake. Headshot on my gun and my grave. 12 every corner, this is my city. Till the top, chain it and nap, niggas that I can keep it. Ain't no mercy, got no virtual Lamborghini lurking. Rose, don't you know that pussy working? Flooded Rolex at the Grammy Awards. They still selling dope, that's those Miami boys. Killers everywhere, they no place to run. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun. For your life, cause that's a lost cause. High stakes, body armor, suicide, boy. It's the time for games and it's the time to kill. Make up your mind, baby, cause the time is here. Capital murder, capital letters. Yeah, she catching my vibe, but she can't fathom my chatter. Get a couple gang members, but he's doing endeavors. From this point on, everything we do together. Body on the corner, million in the trunk.
century.
Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
Intellects, our will, our understanding.
I've been running from the pain, trying not to feel the same, but it's a shame that we miss again. See, my confidence is shaking and my heart is feeling vacant, so you try to fill it in. You said I could fix the broken in your heart. You were saying, darling, but I don't know why you're shooting in the dark. I can't feel it now. I said, but love, pray for me. I never had somebody, so I don't know how to love. Pray for me, so I can learn how to love. I know it's been a while, cause my memories on trial for the way I used to be. My head is running miles, round in circles, and I try to find the lead to light in me. You said I could fix the broken in your heart. You were saying, darling, but I don't know why you're shooting in the dark. I can't fade it now. I said, but love, pray for me. I never had somebody, so I don't know how to love. Pray for me, so I can learn how to love. Party.
Justify the said price increase. And a few weeks before the Yom Kippur War occurred, Kissinger, who was now the Secretary of State under Nixon, he issued a statement saying that
the story gon' get told how it's told, yeah. I came in the game bugging with no coach, yeah. You only popping for a post, yeah. We the ones, not the ones you should approach, yeah. Rolled up like I ordered me a Nami. I need 50 bowls of green, I was sorry for me. That's what got me when the heat get on and poppin'. When it's chopping, bucket choppy, you know when that's too hibachi. Hold my phone dead, you can't reach me. Got on all black, you can't see me. We got no plan to take easy. To my bank account, bank CD with the sauce. You ain't talking paper, keep it moving, bitch. I say fuck the bullshit, let's get stupid rich.
Also, Kissinger told the Israelis to stand down and let the war happen. And the rest of you know history. The war occurred, the U.S. gave arms to Israel. In response, embargoed the U.S. thereby increasing oil prices. Now, I added some links in the video description below that go more into detail about the labor group's involvement with the 1973 oil crisis. But at the very least, remember this. The oil crisis shows us exactly why we must constantly watch the motivators and also begs the question, what are they up to now? Once again,
hey, this just in, what's that new CNN? Nah, that's that fake shit again. What's that used to be friends? What's that exchange rate for them favors? Bet it's nothing, my nigga. I might sneeze on your opinion, that's just something to sick. Oh, she lit through the camera, she the new paparazzi. Make it get off the phone, then get right on my Johnson. Lit through the camera, she the new paparazzi. Make it get off the phone, then get right on my Johnson. Put my phone down, you can't reach me. Got on all black, you can't see me. We got no plan to take easy. To my bank account, a big CD with the sauce. You ain't talking paper, keep it moving, bitch. I say fuck the bullshit, let's get stupid rich.
Societal collapse. up in the next hour. In fact, you guys pull me all those articles from yesterday. Thank you. Now, obviously, there's some big developments here with open borders. Last hour, I played a clip from the Morning Joe where they sent their reporter down to the border for over a month, and he found that the vast majority of people want a border wall. They agree with Donald Trump, and the majority of them are Hispanics. And Hispanics wanted the wall more than Anglos. And they said they didn't really know why. Or maybe it was because they were first generation and, had paid their dues. Now, I know the folks on the border, most of them are ranchers. And they actually work, and they're producers. And they are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th generation in Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. Really cool people. And they're mainly Hispanic, and they are almost universally upset about what's happening. They get robbed, they get killed, people walk right in their house, they sever people's heads, they kill their cattle. It is just a collapse. Most women, 80% of women being brought in get raped by the coyotes. I don't mean the wolves. I don't mean the needed wolf. I don't mean the smaller canine. I mean the smugglers. That's on record. But don't worry. The Hollywood White House funded direct. Robert Rodriguez puts movies out where the cowboy white guys are shooting pregnant Hispanic women. That's not going on. So, this again is the triumph of the hoax over reality, but it's coming out. At the limit, Mexico buckles under migrant surge to U.S. This is, again, Reuters. Oh, Mexico says stop taking people. So many are coming into our country to get to you. Some of them aren't leaving. We need the money to then speed it up. Mexico is struggling to stem the flow of Central American migrants, so they're migrants traveling to the United States. This is all human language. After the U.S. presidential election causing major concern in Washington, which is weighing sending more agents to help, and then the agents get there and load them on contractor trucks and bring them in, contractor vans, to legalize them. In 2014, Mexico moved to strengthen its southern border. Child migrants from Central America sparked a political crisis in the United States. They just call it a child wave. That's a total red herring. Last year, Mexico detained over 190,000 migrants, more than double the number in 2012. And now they say it's just collapsing. What are they going to do? They need money. Yes. Meanwhile, remember, Illinois tried to pass a law last year and narrowly was defeated. The legislature passed it, but then it was getting held up by the governor last time I checked. Hey, can we look on the status of Illinois trying to pass a law? Just type in Illinois trying to pass a law. I think it did pass. Illinois passing law to let illegals vote. I mean, imagine if Mexico said we're passing a law to let illegals vote. That's just crazy. But only in America. Well, now San Francisco hopes Trump fear will lead to voting rights for illegal immigrants in the city. The San Francisco Board of Supervisors is hoping that residents of the city who fear Donald Trump's rhetoric and policy proposals will flock to the polls this November to support giving voting rights to illegal immigrants. Amazing. TB pouring in and other diseases that are untreatable in many cases. Drug-resistant strains. It's all okay. This is a government literally trying to slave and kill everyone. This is a government wanting things completely and totally now. Meanwhile, Roger Stone is posting content from the new that is setting up the Stop the Steal rallies that are held this day to make Trump support and so I'm not gonna be trashing
and I'm always giving up. I'll stay frozen in your eyes, stay hidden in the sky. Can't remember what it feels like to be surprised.
because we don't want to be associated with the communist and, you know, all those folks that run around.
That's why I always capsize.
Take over if you do that. It sounds nice to say, we're going.
Lays out, I'm not romanticizing every gesture.
We have the police arresting
Never touching you better. While I stick together every letter.
The folks are threatening the UK.
I'm not gonna take love,
They never voted to enter.
but I'm down. Give a fuck. I'm not gonna take love.
The European Union.
And I'm always giving up. Bossy frozen in your eyes. Stay hidden disguise. Can't remember what it feels like to surprise. They wait.
You'll think it's the intro to
Stars fall at my feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than I see. Is there something there for me? Pulling back the rain, letting go again. I'm not afraid. I'm not. All my life, one page at a time, I'll show you my true colors. No, I won't apologize.
Bilderberg is all about and why they've enforced this Chatham House rule where they can't go on record about it. But that is an absolutely huge report, and it's up on Infowars.com right now. The other development is today we went around half a mile away from the site of the hotel and found, thanks to a local tip, the water cannons that they're preparing for a big protest tomorrow.
So Bilderberg prepares water cannons to repulse the knaves.
The article's already up. We need them to add the video to it because that's just gone up as well. So there were two protesters here yesterday basically who held cardboard signs. They were harassed by police. They were forced to put the signs away. Later on we heard that they were reportedly arrested for possessing it and, wait for it, a loaf of bread. Because a loaf of bread was treated as a dangerous weapon.
In the ammo because they started out with the police ordered to stay down for the first rollout. Then in the second phase of the rollout, they start talking about
That's what we've been told, that what usually happens is that they have these left versus right protesters. They start off peaceful, but then an agent could hurt somebody from the left because in one case they later identified it. Start throwing bottles at the police, giving the police to go in with the excuse of being heavy-handed. So that's what we've got to be wary of tomorrow. Again, it's Saturday, people are off work, so there's likely to be more protesters here, and it could be a clash between left and right, so that could be the spark that sets off some kind of police action involving the use of those water cannons. And a militarized scoop tank is also pictured in the article.
There's the headline, water cannons, scoop tank. That scoop tank is directly out of Soylent Green. Holy Toledo. Group threatens economic terrorism on the UK to stay in the euro. The UK couldn't be conquered by Hitler, but it can be now by Merkel. Go ahead.
It's economic terrorism. It's threatening an economic embargo, saying that there will be no trade deal between the UK and the EU if the UK votes to leave, which is complete nonsense because the UK would be the EU's biggest export market. We buy their products, they need it. The EU is a corrupt, failing institution that would be in desperate need of the United States.
The parasite is unelected and is telling you, there's like tapeworms telling you that they're not going to feed you anymore if you kick them out.
Exactly. But another thing, and this is what's coming out, this is another leak. He's also the one calling for more Muslim migrants to be brought into Germany because according to him there is a risk of inbreeding amongst the German people. Those were his words, not mine. And he also said, quote, "For us, Muslims in Germany are an enrichment of our own
week before they went, which was international news. Are you saying you're getting leaks right now in real time? Because I think I'm about to have a you-know-what dream. Go ahead.
Well, it's the same every year. You know, we've got leaks that come out from our inside sources, and we've got what they're saying in public. He's saying in public that he's going to threaten UK again with economic terrorism.
That's your Spiegel, but tell me about the leaks. I'm salivating.
Well, the leak that he's there, and this is what he's saying in public, and this is what they're talking about at the Bilderberg meeting. And he's echoing, you know, what Stephanie von Berg, the Green Party, said back a few months ago.
He said it's good to get rid of white people.
Calling for Germans to be a minority in their own cities within 20 years and saying that that's a good thing. Because
that's right, and this is the beachheads, folks. This is the beachheads. They blew up the Middle East. They transshipped the people into invade Syria. They shipped them through Turkey. They're blowing wide open Macedonia as the main corridors. They're bringing them in to make you a minority and an enemy. These people being brought in will be your minders and your controllers. Okay? A lot of them are just victims of it as well. But they are the new political minion class. You're being replaced, and they'll be replaced with robots as well. This is all just the collapse phase we're going into, Paul.
And basically what we're seeing in Germany now is a massive re-education program. In fact, there's an article out today which I tweeted where they're taking students, putting them on an island and re-educating them to sympathize with migrants. That was, I think we posted it.
That's right. Germans now, if I pull that up, I had that mistake. I can't find it right now. Germans, that's not the headline, of course. It's like, sensitivity training on islands for the migrants. No. German children.
They pay me to step in the club. I blow it on strippers and drugs. Forever finessing the plug. I listen, I learned what the difference was. Look at the top and said, bitch, I want all this. Young with new money, I'm rich and obnoxious. I'm multiple drugs, man, this shit got me nauseous. A cowboy, I'm reckless and lawless. I win the awards when I sell out my tours. I need me a Natalie Portman like Thor's. Matter of fact, she's just what I'm working towards. And I got the juice like I'm hooked up on Coors. Party tonight at Borgores. Don't talk to me like I'm average, bitch, we're lords. Look, mama, I made it to Forbes. Look, mama, I made it to Forbes.
This is a huge re-education campaign. And whether you think the migrant influx is good or not,
Look, mama, I made it to Forbes.
into German society, not the other way around. That's not how it's supposed to work. So you've got that going on. You've got
I made it to Forbes.
arrested the migrant in the store who was behaving erratically, trashing the store, trying to steal a bottle of wine. You've got Merkel
I made it to Forbes.
not arrested, but kicked out of her party unless he apologises for basically stopping a criminal.
I made it to Forbes. And if it ain't lit, I won't stick around. I'm high off some of the best shit I found. And I don't chase girls, I'm just picking now. I guess things are just different now. And yeah, she knows what I'm thinking now. Luckily, everything's quicker now. I pour me a drink and I drink it down. Room full of bottles, then I swing my dick around. They say when it's raining, it pours. I mean champagne showers, of course. And my chick's way better than yours. No, I don't fuck with average force. I cut fast like samurai swords. That boy, he just works and records. Mama, I made it to Forbes. Look, mama, I made it to Forbes.
To re-education camps where they cannot get away over their summer vacation to be put in with migrants, watching them around and social engineering and saying have sex with them. I mean, folks, this is so hardcore. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is what Obama's chief of staff said when in that C-SPAN interview. Ron Emanuel said we're going to have a national security force just as big, just as strong as our military.
I made it to Forbes.
Said, when you get out of high school, you'll have 1 to 3 years mandatory national service, but not in the military. No, that's dangerous.
I made it to Forbes.
And that's the social justice warriors and community organizers. The first year to be brainwashed for 1 year, and 2 years of on-the-street service. Soviet youth brigade. Stay there, Paul. Tell us real quick that. I appreciate it. I knew this was all coming. I knew this was all coming, but insane. This is total war. World War IV has begun. This is World War IV. It's World War all for. It's like the government's aliens or something. It's so high-tech. Well, just wake up. I am letting myself get hysterical on air because that's the normal response.
Turn the fuck up, 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 turn the
We're not doing quiet room tonight. It's reporting on it. That should be re-education camp. I think Mark's right. He wants to say that because it's too much. School kids forced to play migrants to better understand that in their sin. Explosive Bilderberg planning to trigger financial collapse. Paul Joseph Watson, from inside intel. Over the top incredible. Citizens operator. And it dovetails with today's news. Feel much better. Just take the shot and eat the food and shut your mouth and die. This is our world now. Lay down and die. Humans are bad. Turn the fuck up, 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 turn the fuck up. Stop being living dead. Waddling around like infants. I was watching Tumblr go in the break. While the operatives have shut down and rally his speech, his policy speech. Beating people about as usual. He's pointing out 500% increase in what he said. With no vetting. These are to look at. Let's admit it. But when you fly, say from Boston to New York, robotic scanner and ask you questions and have you get a cat wet.
Turn the fuck up, turn the fuck
the cops supposedly have the skills and of logic, and I found why they were making enemies with the police. They were just stupidity of the bringing their new world order. They fear them because they're criminals. So they was attacking the police against the people and vice versa. They on the cops. People go through and wake up after special forces people. It's because if you're actually in special forces, the military for that matter, or you're on the street, which can be a combat role just in of itself, better live in the real world, you're going to get hurt real fast. And so, here's the news. We're living in the twilight zone, baby. I don't know what to do about it, except get the word out, not comply with unconstitutional garbage, and take action, and it's energetic. We have to have the energy. We have to be loud. We have to be aggressive. We have to never stop and promote the truth. It's the info that's key. But we got to get people out of their trance. How do you wake somebody up and they won't wake up? Turn ice water on, baby. Bring an ice water. So serious. to Google, type in Hillary Clinton criminal, and then they block the fact that they are now saying it's a criminal investigation with her crime bill. Wow. But of course, that blew up in their face. And now they've been caught. They've had to back off. In fact, I'll play that clip in a moment. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, remember I tried to do it
Time passing by, will I see you again? Tell me, this can be the end.
Advisor to the Obama administration, he was the founder of the groundwork.
Cause though it's far, you're still under my skin.
Dedicated to putting Hillary in the
Need you
White
here
House.
with
Last
me.
year, we got the leak.
This
that Hillary
can't
was
be
the
the
chosen
end,
candidate.
no.
I
know we can make this work if we just put each other first. Take the leap and reach for me. 'Cause right now we be drifting into foreign seas. Will you come and follow me? Different places we can go. Why don't you meet me up in Tokyo? Oceans, catch your red-eye flights. Ain't nowhere too far, just to be where you are. Nights of words taking over my mind. My favorite star. Yeah, you raise the bar. I know we can make this work if we just put each other first. Take the leap and reach for me. 'Cause right now we be drifting into foreign seas. Will you come and follow me? Different places we can go. Why don't you meet me up in Tokyo?
So they have sympathy with the migrants. So there's a massive brainwashing program going on with this. It also came out that most of the individuals responsible for the incidents in Cologne were from Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. So they were from North Africa again. This is the big problem with these crime statistics show.
I'm hard to open, but I think you're getting close.
Where people go on holiday.
I know I'm broken, but that's something I never show. If I let you in, you know all the walls will disappear. Hanging by a thread till you break me down, till you leave me bare. Well, I could show you what's underneath it all. Just say you need me and I will come undone. I could show you what's underneath it all. Just say you need me and I will come undone. Come undone.
destruction of everything that these people have built for 50, 60 years. Remember, we got the BBC documents out from 1955, which showed that Bilderberg wanted to create the EU, wanted to create the euro single currency.
They did. These are the people charting the Anglo-American establishment that runs about 70% of the world right now and wants world government. The Communist Chinese are allied with them to a limited extent because they want to run it themselves. The Russians aren't. And I'm not saying the Russians are perfect, but you notice Russia's never been part of Bilderberg. The globalists basically overthrew Russia with the communist movement to destabilize it. Russia's finally thrown that giant spider off its back, and the globalists are very upset with Russia.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, there have been statements on the record from top globalists over the past couple of years that, quote, Russia is no longer in the New World Order and statements like that. So they want a unipolar world, whereas other countries, the BRICS countries, for example, want a multipolar world, and that tends to work out better for freedom, better for privacy. Of course, they have complete privacy inside this hotel, which is surrounded by a massive exclusion zone.
But we don't.
But we don't. We don't have any privacy. They're going to dig into our lives. They're going to dig into our emails. We think, yet they expect to get privacy every time they meet and steal